It's March 3rd, 2026, and we have a lot to get into today. We could see 5+ days of severe weather, and we're not just talking wind and hail. We could also see the potential for some significant severe weather outbreaks that could produce some damaging tornadoes as well. We now have an enhanced risk for severe weather on Friday. And while everyone has been saying winter is over, I've been telling you guys for a couple weeks I expect the second half of March to get cool. And look at this, a big return of cold air is now being projected by the European ensemble and some of the other globals as well. It looks like the second half of March, winter's going to try to make a comeback. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And of course, if you like the video, like the video. Let's get into the weather updates. Starting with taking a look at our live radar, we do have some snow showers moving through portions of Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. Nothing too major out there. We also have some thunder showers moving through portions of Illinois and Indiana. This precipitation is a little bit heavier, but not expected to be severe. And then we do have a sort of weak winter storm right now moving through portions of the mid-Atlantic out towards New England. A little bit of snow, sleet, ice, and some rain showers mixed in here. Not expecting any major effects from this, but this is definitely going to cause some issues with travel out here today. Here's the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook, and you can see we're very warm out east, although we're about average, if not slightly above average out west. So not too bad of conditions out west. Getting into our 8 to 14 day outlook, this is when we could see the temperatures begin to drop across the plains and then pushing out towards the Midwest. I've been talking about this for quite a while. I never believed the blowtorch through March and we're just transitioning straight into spring. Winter's over. Nope, we're going to have cold air return. Big part of that is that stratospheric polar vortex disruption we've been seeing. We know that cold air is going to be pushing down into the mid latitudes eventually. We'll get into this a little bit more later in the video. We do have the threat for excessive rainfall through portions of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia, even a portion of southwestern PA today. And then you go into day 2, and that threat for excessive rainfall stretches all the way from Dallas-Fort Worth up through West Virginia. You can see through portions of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Taking a look at the precipitation forecast over the next 5 days, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, and PA, you look to be the target. Some of you could receive up to 3-4+ inches of rain in this time frame. And I'd say locally, even 6+ inches of rainfall is not off the table for some of you. We do have a marginal categorical risk for severe weather today, stretching from portions of the northeastern panhandle of Texas through Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and even into Illinois. Now, this severe weather threat today is just hail driven. You could see some strong winds. There's a small chance we could even see a tornado, but right now the only major concern looks to be the hail. So I'd say pay attention if you're out in these areas today, but there's nothing about today's event that looks too overly concerning. Now, getting into Wednesday's severe weather threat. So this is the day 2 severe weather threat. We have a marginal stretching from central Texas up through the Ohio Valley all the way to southwestern Ohio. And then you can see we have that slight risk for severe weather stretching from around the Dallas-Fort Worth region up through southeastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas. Now, this day does come with a 2% tornado risk. You can see again from the Dallas-Fort Worth region up through southeastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and then portions of south central Missouri. This is basically where that slight risk is, except for it stretches a little bit farther into Missouri when we look at the 2% tornado risk. We also have a 5 to 15% chance for damaging winds. And that hail threat stretches all the way up through the Ohio Valley. Let's start by taking a look at the timing of the severe weather today. Not much going on until we get to around 5 to 7 p.m. Then we start to get some thunderstorms firing off there in southwestern Oklahoma, moving up into the northeast, kind of near Oklahoma City, up towards the Tulsa region as well. We also get some thunder showers up there through central Missouri, down towards southwestern Missouri. Here we go. We're moving into 8, 9, 10 p.m. So this is a time to watch, 5 to 10 p.m. Then we get a pocket of calm air, and then you see we start to get some more thunderstorms firing off around 3 in the morning. This is central time, and then all the way through about 9 or 10 in the morning. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to start getting kind of these isolated thunderstorms popping up, like I said, around 5 p.m. It's going to be a little rough as we go into the nighttime, but then we could see some more storms forming, like I said, around 3, 4 a.m. through the early hours of the morning. So make sure when you're going to bed, you have your alerts on if you're out in this region just to be safe, and understand that your commutes out here could be affected by the severe weather early in the morning on Wednesday. Speaking of Wednesday, we're going to get into the timing of those storms as well. Just a reminder, here's your marginal and slight risk for the Wednesday event. Here we go Wednesday as we get into around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, so a little bit earlier than those Tuesday storms. We could start to see some kind of popcorn thunderstorms popping up. You see these individual cells that begin to form across Texas, even down here in southwestern Texas. And sometimes these can be a little bit more dangerous than even a squall line or QLCS because they have the whole sky to themselves, so they can really get a nice inflow region and they can expand and intensify pretty quickly. So again, this is around 4 or 5 p.m. and then we move forward as we get into around 9, 10 p.m., 11 11, midnight. This really does look like a Wednesday evening type of event. Like I said, from portions of southern Missouri, southeastern Oklahoma, and then through Texas, and then western Arkansas. But even as we push into the morning hours, you still see these thunderstorms moving off into the north and east. So we're going to have to still pay attention as we progress throughout the night. Make sure you have those alerts on if you're out in this region. And just as a reminder, tornadoes are possible on Wednesday. They're possible on Tuesday as well, but the chance for them is a little bit heightened as we get into Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, things really begin to ramp up. Here's your categorical severe weather outlook for Thursday. Large slight risk over portions of north central Texas out there towards the Panhandle. This includes Lubbock, stretching up through western Oklahoma, and then through south central and southwestern Kansas. And then you can see the marginal stretches all the way up there through portions of Iowa and even southeastern South Dakota. We definitely need to take Thursday seriously. You can see when we look at our updraft helicity reflectivity, we've got some of those updraft helicity marks here. And what this means is these are potentially supercellular thunderstorms. These thunderstorms look to initiate around 4 to 6 p.m. on Thursday. And then as we move through the evening, they're going to move off into the north and east. And the latest Rufus run actually has these looking pretty impressive as they move off through central Kansas. And you can see this line of thunderstorms eventually is going to push up there towards Omaha and Kansas City. Although right now it does look like it will lose a little bit of that instability and weaken as it moves off into the northeast. Later today, our short range models will get in range to see how these storms develop for our Friday event, which is expected to be the most significant severe weather day potentially of the week. The Storm Prediction Center has greatly expanded this slight risk area and now includes Chicago. You can see portions of even central to southern Wisconsin, southeastern Minnesota, and this stretches all the way down south through central Texas. And we now have an enhanced risk for severe weather on Friday. This includes Kansas City, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa. You can see on the latest Euro as we get into the late afternoon, these storms could really begin firing off on Friday. Strong QLCS showing up on the Euro. Again, we're going to get our short ranges later, so we'll be able to see how these thunderstorms potentially develop with that high resolution look. This right here does look like a very significant QLCS though. So again, keep up to date with what's happening on Friday. I will be live streaming later and we're going to review the short range models that come out so we can look at this again in more detail. As you know, we are very warm right now, but as I've been saying, a cool down is likely coming, and take a look at the latest from the European ensembles. As we get into around March 10th and 11th, we start to see that cold air diving down from the northwest. By the way, this is probably going to cause some more issues. I've been seeing some pretty crazy model guidance around the 10th, 11th, and 12th of March for severe weather through this area. Severe weather outbreak possible. Maybe this is a lot of dry and cold air from the north, and we're going to have a lot of warm and moist air down there to the southeast. But here we go, pushing into the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. We're getting cold again in the States. Someone asked in my stream last night, are we done with snow in the east? No, not by any stretch. I do believe 1 or 2 more snowstorms is likely on the way for someone out here, Midwest, Ohio Valley, somewhere out in the east. Look, we have very cold air returning. Some of this air could even feel like February cold, and I think we'll have some moisture to tap into as well. But this might be our last real feel of winter for the season. We'll have to wait and see. I don't typically like looking out this far, but you can see the Euro trying to put another snowstorm through the plains, and then eventually maybe 1 or 2 significant snowstorms through the Midwest and then out towards the East Coast. So just something to watch as this very cold air potentially drives back down into the States as we get into the 3rd and 4th week of March. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you want access to all the maps and graphs that I look at in all of my videos and my live streams, you can click the link in the description right down below to join my Discord completely free. Or just add Connor's Climate Corner on Discord and I'll invite you to the server and make you a member of the Climate Crew. Like I said, I'll be live streaming tonight, so if you want to come in and ask some questions, feel free to join. Again, I appreciate you watching and I'll see you in the next video or in the live stream tonight.